Hello, sorry, I am late. I had my teeth removed. Chromatics are a race of giant squamous dracomorphs of a pseudo-holometabolic lineage. They also possess 4 stages in their life and a set of magical abilities tied to the color of their scales. Basic information. Anatomy. They resemble ancient ancestors, such relatives of crocodiles with some theropod elements, but they also have much longer necks, as well as possessing large wings formed from the second part of a pair of limbs. Their legs are upright like mammals or vampus creatures, and possess an opposable thumb in their first pair. And while they can for a short while use them as hands, they are clumsy in that state. They also possess a long tail and a skewed covered skin that, like their heads, is reminiscent of various archosaurus. Magical trait. They are venomous with ability to spread their venom on a short distance, which they possess since hatching, and are warm-blooded endothermic. They are also mesocarnivores. They also possess both syrinx and larynx, which help with their breath abilities. A major aspect of chromatic biology associated with the supernatural trait is color. Each chromatic upon adolescence develops a vibrant color. There are 8 possible colors: white, black, red, yellow, green, teal, blue, and magenta, each associated with elementalist element: earth, ether, fire, metal, wood, water, air, and flesh, respectively. Magical traits. They possess elementalist gifts, one of them being the ability to set their venom on fire, which is not tied to a color. Second is the ability to create a new fertilized eggs of their own clones that their last life stage is able to do. Is also not color yet, but each color has 3 gifts of themselves, each dependent on the color. The first gift is breath, the ability to generate a conical area of effect by exhaling, and controlled in general with breathing. Going with white gives frost polymerization breath, black gives radiation electromagnetism breath, red gives decomposition melting breath, yellow gives ammonia breath, requires moisture, green gives carboxylic acid breath, also requires moisture. Teal gives reduction dissolving breath. Blue gives oxidation desiccation breath. Magenta gives carcinogen breath. Second gift is based on eldritch magic, glamour, rather than pure elementalism, and varies depending on color as well. White gives resistance to mechanical harm, black gives command, red gives increased lift force, yellow gives skin that is like metal, green gives photosynthesis, teal gives extreme flexibility, blue gives the minimization of gravitational interactions between the chromatic and earth, magenta gives the ability to mend one's own flesh, which makes one less severe. That's in severity. Teal gives is always minimization gravity by Tauchi, but the way it happens is different depending on the color. White is via selective hardening of body. Black is by removing the energy involved via gravitational acceleration. Red is by enhancing separation of chromatic and earth. Yellow is via repulsion of magnetism. Green is via similarity between growth of plants and lift. Teal is via enhancing buoyancy. Blue is via creating a false density and using its interaction. Magenta is via increasing output of muscles. Growth rate and stages. They possess 4 major life stages. Hatchling, which has a very short legs and spends most of its time in water, but can live on land with few difficulties. As they possess large wings, they can double as fins. They start this stage at 5 centimeters and are hatched 10 in each egg. And there are usually 12 eggs in nests. They are also very social. This stage lasts for 10 years, during which they grow 4 times larger. Then, starting with the last year of the hatching stage, they hit a growth spurt which lasts for 3 years, ending a year into their next stage called adolescent. Adolescent chromatics have longer legs and tails, as well as they start Adolescents start developing colors, and with them the color of this gift. The special breath, the adolescents are 150 centimeters in length and grow double that size during the 60 years they spend at that stage, after which they hit a second growth spur, also starting 1 year in that stage and lasting 5 years, with the last year of the next stage, the sexually mature stage. In the sexually mature stage, they abandon their old social structure and become much more introverted. And why they become sapient in the last stage, they become true sophomores in this one. But with expression, they become also truly gigantic in this stage, as they can be up to 12 meters tall. They usually are able to fly starting with this stage, except for the ones with appropriate color gifts. Another thing this stage has is that they gain second color gifts like before, after 180 years they end up with a growth spur period of 7 years. After that they become an elder dragon. As elder dragon they grow up to 30 meters and develop the final color gift. Also they become able to create eggs out of thin air. They usually live in this stage for about 400 years, after which their bodies will deteriorate and they will die from old age. Elder dragons are seen as demigods by other chromatics and often set up cults to themselves among them and other races. Dietary needs and habits. They are mesocarnivores, feeding mostly on meat with some plant matter for supplementation. However, they cannot survive without eating meat, but can without eating plants, but will be unhealthy if they will for a longer period of time. Behavior. The psychology of chromatics is a complex issue as it changes during their life cycle. The high-shrieks are animals, the adolescents are sapient, mostly concerned with their desires, and the sexual mature are fully sapient and introspective. Morality-wise, they have a hard morality in the adolescent stage, with strongly conformist and collectivist society, together with aesthetic-based deontology, while the sexual mature have a more complex system. Finally, the elders have an even more advanced moral framework of an overman. Additional information: social structure. The heads of adolescent chromatics are without any leadership, with any decision the group makes being done via consensus. Sometimes they come from the older chromatics for guidance. Discussion and conclusion. Expressions, relation, and assumptions. The relationship with other races is complex, as they sometimes hide their sentiments. However, the religions that the elder dragons make often spread to other races, which results in their worship, especially among Drakemen. Besides that, they tend to get along with members of other draconic races like holophagi, or especially the draconic magical races, Sphinxes, Ophidians, Long, or even kobolds.